doing?
Trying to steal your car.
Stop! Stop!
Hey adrenaline junkies, welcome to Mind Rush. This is where chaos meets speed, and every second is a pulse-pounding ride you won't want to miss. We've got mind-blowing chases, insane stunts, and non-stop action that'll have you glued to the screen. Ready to feel the rush? If you're thinking about stealing a car, here's a tip. Maybe pick something with a low profile. Apparently, 32-year-old Chad Murdoch from Cincinnati, Ohio, didn't get the memo. On May 30th, 2023, he went all in and stole a bright yellow school bus in Hamilton County. And guess what? Driving a giant school bus kind of makes you stick out like a school bus. It wasn't long before state police officers and sheriff's deputies spotted the stolen ride, and the chase was on. The adrenaline kicks in, and Chad decides to test the school bus's off-road capabilities. Keeping up with the bus is easy. Stopping it? That's a whole different story. You can't just ram a school bus, and pit maneuvering could put the officers in a whole lot of danger. So, they play it smart, just staying on his tail and waiting for the right moment. Meanwhile, Chad's still trying to lose them, taking a wild detour through a cemetery. That's right, a school bus off-roading through a graveyard, like something out of a movie. And where better for Chad to end his joyride than in the very place he'd spent most of his time, the middle of a rural Ohio farm. Chad Murdoch was arrested and slapped with a laundry list of charges, including criminal recklessness, resisting law enforcement, and of course, stealing a school bus. He also caused damage to several police vehicles and wrecked untold amounts of private property. If only the word discreet was part of his vocabulary. April 26, 2016, Doral, Florida. This small city, about 14 miles west of downtown Miami, has seen its fair share of crime. Could have prepared the Doral Police Department for what went down that day. A call came in about an active police chase, tearing through Miami-Dade County, and this time, the suspect wasn't your average criminal. The guy was driving a stolen flatbed truck with a forklift hanging off the back, like a maniac. It was like something out of a bad action movie, except this was real life, and he was driving like he didn't care about anyone's safety. And here's the kicker. He was never going to outrun the cops in that thing. So what's the plan? Make things as dangerous as possible to get the pursuit called off. Well, that seemed to be exactly what he was going for. Things really heat up when traffic starts piling up. Seeing the officers approaching in the opposite lane, the suspect swerves right, cutting through traffic like he's dodging a bullet. But instead of escaping, he's headed straight for a gridlock traffic jam. And he's about to make things a whole lot worse. He spots what he thinks is an opening in the right lane and tries to squeeze through. Let's see how that works out. It's a miracle he didn't cause a massive crash. According to the police report, the suspect was eventually arrested after a brief scuffle, but the police never released his name or what charges he faced, so we're left to guess. What we do know, he rear-ended a police car and even tried to run over an officer earlier in the pursuit. Given everything, this crazy Florida man was likely facing some serious jail time.
Okay, what's that now?
February 26, 2019, started as just another day on the job for Lieutenant Edward Schillig of the Franklin County Sheriff's Office. But what followed was a tragic turn of events. While patrolling Route 33 near the Fairfield line, Schillig spotted a 2011 Chevrolet Cruze speeding down the road. Without hesitation, he flipped on his lights and sirens, initiating a chase in his marked police SUV, with other officers preparing spike strips ahead.
L1, we advise OSP in Fairfield also.
L1, we're going to be westbound. He made a U-turn, almost hit me. We are now westbound at 88.
Copy, they made a U-turn, they're westbound now at 88.
Schedule westbound on 33. Yeah, 33 east from Gender. Let me know where they're at, I'll try to get flights.
Okay, we're a mile from Dodge Road, still westbound. Driver is a young male black wearing a red hoodie. There's 2 or 3 other people in the car. Speeds are 110. Backed up, I'm down to 80. He's on the right-hand shoulder.
Copy on the right-hand shoulder.
How far is it?
We'll give him a call.
Alright, you got spiked,
The suspect, desperate to escape, hit the spike strips but didn't stop. Instead, he veered off the highway onto Hamilton Road, now fully out of control.
Affirm. He just about tried to take me out.
What happened next was the most tragic mistake of his life. Due to the nature of the footage, we won't show the moment of impact, but it's enough to know that the driver struck an innocent 61-year-old man, Arthur L. Smith III, who had no idea the chase was even happening. Arthur would spend the next few months fighting for his life in hospital, but tragically, he passed away from his injuries.
We got minutes now.
We're northbound, not south.
Okay, they're northbound, Hamilton.
So we got 29 here, just south of Winchester Park.
The driver, a 16-year-old named Ramadan Muridi, was quickly identified, and he wasn't alone. Along with him were 4 passengers, all aged between 12 and 16, which, combined, barely made them older than the man they had struck. It was later revealed that the teens had stolen the car, along with dozens of credit cards, and were headed to Florida when the chase began. In juvenile court, Ramadan's passengers were found guilty and sentenced to 1 year's probation, a $100 fine, and 24 hours of community service. As for Ramadan, he pleaded guilty to vehicular homicide and was sentenced to 10.5 years in prison. A tragic reminder of how one reckless decision can shatter multiple lives in the blink of an eye. April 1st, 2017, Palestine, Texas. A small town about 100 miles southeast of Dallas became the scene of one of the wildest stunts you could ever imagine. Meet 18-year-old Armando Vinaja, a teenager who thought an April Fool's prank was best served with sirens and flashing lights by stealing an ambulance when from the Palestine Regional Medical Center.
ground!
Armando was practically grinning. Seriously, who steals an ambulance and finds it funny? In the end, Armando was charged with driving while intoxicated, reckless driving, and resisting arrest. He was held on a $115,000 bond and arraigned just a few days later. What happened next? Well, the details are fuzzy, but one thing's for sure. Hopefully, he learned his lesson and stopped stealing ambulances. August 18, 2023, West Allis, Wisconsin. Officers are tailing a red Kia SUV that was recently reported stolen. The suspect, however, had other plans. As soon as the officers flipped on their lights, the driver hit the gas, and the chase was on. The suspects didn't take it easy. They led police on a wild 3.5-mile pursuit through red lights, stop signs, and busy intersections. But here's the kicker. Wait until you hear how old the driver was.
So, speeds are only like 50 right now, crossing Lapham. Hold on, due diligence here. Whoa. Watch. Passing Mitchell. Keep going.
In these types of high-speed chases, police can't just blow through stop signs and red lights. They have to slow down to ensure the coast is clear, which can give reckless suspects just the window they need to escape. But these officers did everything right, maintaining a safe but steady pace while keeping their eyes locked on the suspect.
Walgreens parking lot here, go. Just driving through the Walgreens parking lot here, coming up to, I think, gonna be 6-1 northbound from Oklahoma. Go. Car's smoking pretty good here. Speeds are still only like 50, going northbound on 6-1, coming back up to Cleveland. Slow down for the stop. Just past Stack, 6-1 and Stack, northbound. Speeds are still only 50 here. It's smoking a little bit. No traffic here, no pedestrians that I see. Slow down for the top. Go. Just past Montana, coming, back up to Cleveland here, going west on Cleveland from 6-0.
Now, the Kia driver wasn't just speeding, he was pushing that SUV to its absolute limit. You could even hear one of the officers say the car was starting to smoke. And then, just as they passed an active construction zone, the car went up in flames. Even with the engine flaming out under the hood, these suspects kept going. They were clearly in no mood to stop.
Eastbound 9 connect from 6-8, go. Good.
But luck wasn't on their side forever. The chase finally came to an end, and the officers moved in to arrest the trio. Here's where it gets wild. The driver was just 14 years old, and his 2 passengers were only 15. All 3 came from Milwaukee, just 6.5 miles away from West Allis. After the arrest, the case was handed over to the Milwaukee County District Attorney's Office. What happened next? That part's unclear. But here's hoping these teens turned their lives around and stopped stealing cars for good. September 17, 2022, Platteville, Colorado. Officer Pablo Vasquez is just doing his usual thing, pulling over a pickup truck on County Road 38. A 911 call reports that the driver, 20-year-old Yareni Rios, is waving a gun out the window like she's in an action movie, speeding down the highway. Backup rushes in, and the officers position themselves behind Vasquez's SUV, ready for a high-stakes arrest. But here's the kicker. Neither officer notices that their squad car is parked right across active train tracks. Yep, you heard that right. Talk about a ticking time bomb.
What's going on? Why am I
To be extra cautious, they place her inside Vasquez's SUV while they search the pickup.
I see a car seat. It took her a very long time to pull over.
But as they inspect the truck, something's off. You can hear a train's whistle growing louder and louder, approaching fast. By the time the officers realize what's happening, it's already too late. In a flash, disaster strikes.
Is that Hart?
No, that's time check. Oh my god. Oh my god.
The officers sprint to the crash site, a few hundred feet away, adrenaline coursing through their veins. When they get there, all they find is a mangled police SUV, yet somehow Yarini is still alive inside. Reports later revealed that Yarini suffered a traumatic brain injury in the crash, but the real twist comes next. She successfully sued the cities of Platteville and Fort Lupton for a jaw-dropping $8.5 million. It looks like those police departments have some serious updates to make to their training manuals, starting with never park on active train tracks. January 1st, 2021. Trooper Dakota Davis kicked off the new year with a bang during his first shift. He received a call about a pickup truck actively fleeing the Arkansas State Police, and without missing a beat, he flipped on his lights and raced down Route 167 West toward Little Rock. After a few minutes of heart-pounding high-speed driving, Trooper Davis caught up with his fellow officers and took the lead in the pursuit. The truck was flying down Interstate 44-0, hitting speeds over 115 miles per hour. Trooper Davis quickly sized up the situation, attempting to position himself for a pit maneuver. But with other drivers in the mix, he had to back off and play it safe. But as it turns out, the chase was about to end in the most unexpected way. Here's a pro tip for anyone fleeing the police. Stop signs don't budge. The truck driver tried to blow through one, and it did some serious damage to his escape plan. Unfortunately, we never learned the driver's name, nor did we find out why he was running in the first place. And here's the real mystery. Why were his hazard lights on the entire time? Maybe it was his way of saying, "I'm running, but I'm trying to be courteous about it." We'll never know. If his New Year's resolution was to get arrested by the Arkansas State Police, then congratulations, sir. You nailed it. Everyone remembers their first day on the job, but for this rookie Arkansas State Trooper, his first day was a full-throttle roller coaster. While on a routine patrol outside of Little Rock, troopers spotted a blue Dodge Charger and a black Dodge Challenger tearing through traffic at ridiculous speeds. Both cars were overtaking vehicles and weaving without signaling. Classic signs of a street race about to go down. It was time for the cops to step in and break up this reckless showdown. While a few officers chased the blue Charger, our rookie trooper decided to stay on the tail of the black Challenger.
Westbound on that wheel cut off. Getting fair cloth. How you like your first day? I love it. You go north now. That's all I'm going to say. That's great. Holy crap, that was close. Yeah. That's all good.
The rookie sees the Challenger cut through a gas station, and that's when he pulls off a smart move, trying to head the suspect off before things get even crazier.
How you doing? How you doing? How you doing? $90 mil primary, no primary.
There you go.
You bring that charger around, bring it.
Oh my God.
Whoa, clear.
As the chase continues through a residential neighborhood, things get way more dangerous. There could be kids outside or innocent people just taking a walk, but the driver, he clearly doesn't give a damn about anyone else. That's why police are doing everything they can to stop him as quickly as possible. If you've been paying attention, you'll recognize this neighborhood from earlier. Remember the smoking cop car from before? Well, it's gone from smoking to on fire. It's unclear if the police charger just overheated during the chase or something else went wrong, but one thing's for sure, it's out of commission. Thankfully, the officer was unharmed, but they were the only car forced to drop out. Meanwhile, the rookie trooper is still hot on the Challenger's tail. A witness saw the suspect vehicle come to a halt, and two men jumped out, running in opposite directions.
Remember the guy who
Exit 130. Exit 130.
One of them bolts north, and the rookie trooper jumps back in his car to give chase.
Get on the ground!
In the end, 20-year-old Jadarian Benton was arrested after police found the key fob for the stolen Challenger and a stolen gun in his pocket. As for his buddy, the police never caught him. The official report describes him as a light-skinned male with medium build and medium-length hair tied in a ponytail. Talk about a first day on the job. This rookie cop's not forgetting this one anytime soon. Running from the police happens every day, but when these four crooks in Little Rock, Arkansas decided to run, they turned it into a real-life grand theft auto mission. It all started like any other day in North Little Rock. An officer on patrol spots a black Dodge Charger, the one they've been searching for. Apparently, the driver had already eluded them several times, but they weren't about to let him slip away again. And just like that, the chase is on. The driver guns it, hitting speeds over 110 miles per hour, weaving in and out of traffic. Our officer is forced into risky maneuvers to keep up, barely avoiding collisions. The pursuit continues across the Arkansas River and over the Big Dam Bridge. The sunset view might have been picturesque if it weren't for the heart-racing high-speed chase happening in the middle of it.
Looks like he's taking cancel. Traffic speed's 80. Yeah, right.
The suspect takes the exit and dives into more residential areas, swerving between cars and even driving on the wrong side of the road. This guy doesn't care about anyone else. He's all about getting away. Police can't let this chase go on any longer before someone gets seriously hurt. But just as it looks like the suspect might escape, things take a turn. Four young men bail from the car, and the last one tries to outsmart the cops. He waits for the police to chase his friends before sneaking out the back, but luck's not on his side. Another officer quickly arrives and the chase is on. Watching this guy in the blue pants trip and stumble around, it's almost comical. Maybe if he'd been wearing a belt, he wouldn't have tripped so easily. As for the other suspects, the police eventually rounded them up and slapped them with charges of felony fleeing, drug possession, and firearms possession. The driver? He got hit with a whole list of traffic violations. Lesson learned, folks. Just because you can outrun the cops in GTA doesn't mean you should try it in real life. The day after Christmas 2023 in Mauston, Wisconsin, a small town in Juneau County, police responded to a trespassing call at the Quality Inn Hotel. A man, claiming to be Richard Irvin, refused to leave his room after his credit card was declined. He was set on staying the night, no matter what. The following day, when police showed up to escort him out, Richard suddenly told them his name was Catton and that he was just a guy down on his luck. He handed over an ID with the name Catton on it, but the photo, not even close. Something smelled fishy. A quick check on Richard Irvin revealed that he had several active warrants out for his arrest.
10-4. Do you have a driver's license or ID on you?
I do, but I have a hold on a second.
Okay. So do you have your driver's license or ID or something?
I just told you I lost my wallet. That's why I'm having these problems. I have the license, but
yeah, I'll take a look at that. That's fine. That's all I need.
Oh, for what?
Because I have to identify you.
For why?
Because I'm here for a trespassing complaint now at this point.
It's a trespassing.
Yeah, because you were supposed to have been out yesterday. You stayed in a hotel without paying.
They gave me permission. They said we're working out, and that lady got upset. Okay.
That's not what the manager said. I just need your ID so I can.
I gotta find it. Okay,
that's fine.
This is just I really am pushing my time here. 1 second.
If you were pushing your time, you would have been out yesterday when you were supposed to. On the north side of the building in the park.
As backup arrived, the officers tried to get him out of the car, but Richard had other plans. He wasn't sticking around for this.
He's starting to get a little chirpy.
Okay, I'll have you shut the car off and step out for me.
Whatever.
111 Joe, he's taking off.
The chase was on as Richard gunned the engine, tearing down the straightaway at high speeds. But then, out of nowhere, he slammed on the brakes. And just like that, the high-speed pursuit turned into a dangerous game of bumper cars. pickup in tow, the officers knew they had to get Richard off the road before someone got hurt, but they weren't quick enough. As Richard approached a busy roundabout, he lost control and T-boned a white van, sending it flipping while his car was totaled in the process. As for Richard, the only place he'll be checking into now is Juneau County Jail. He was arrested and charged with reckless endangerment, felony bail jumping, and resisting arrest. And the driver of the white van? He was lucky. Just a banged up shoulder and some confusion, like he didn't even realize he'd just been in a car accident. An ambulance arrived on the scene and treated him for minor injuries, but thankfully, he walked away from it.
Sit down somewhere?
No, he's okay. Glasses. Just going back on.
Skegness, England, a charming seaside town in the East Lindsey district of Lincolnshire, home to around 21,000 people who enjoy breathtaking views of the North Sea. On sunny days, many head to the Pleasure Beach Fun Fair to take a spin on the roller coasters or try their luck at carnival games. But on August 19, 2022, the excitement wasn't coming from the fair. It was from a high-speed police chase. It all started when police in Skegness pulled behind a man driving with fake tags. They attempted to pull him over, but this bloke had other plans. He hit the gas and bolted. Now let's be real. Police chases in the UK are a whole different game compared to the US.
They've come to a stop.
Instead of ramming the suspect off the road at the first opportunity, UK officers stay in constant communication with their supervisor, calling out each move, assessing the risks, and determining how much force they're allowed to use as the chase escalates. If this were in America, the officers would have probably rammed this guy's car into oblivion by now. But in the UK, the chase keeps rolling on.
Right, Roman Bank, go ahead, look. He's had a temporary loss of control. He's doing you. Just don't do contact, don't just hold on. We are Old Roman Bank, now towards Ingermales. Subject vehicle does have damage to it. Was, again, high risk, back down to medium risk.
The suspect heads straight for the Pleasure Beach Fun Fair, where things were about to get a whole lot more dangerous with all the pedestrian traffic.
Pedestrian traffic is high. It's a right into a car park.
But then, something unexpected happens. One brave man inside the carnival decides to lend a hand in stopping the runaway. It's a bit shaky, but you can see that this unsung hero moved the metal fencing in front of the suspect like makeshift spike strips. The already damaged tire finally gives, and within moments, the driver's escape is over.
Heavy pedestrian traffic, we're trying to give him some space, stand by decamp.
And within moments, the driver's escape is over. Police arrested the unnamed suspect and discovered he was driving on a suspended license. He eventually pleaded guilty to driving while disqualified, dangerous driving, and driving without insurance, resulting in a 14-month jail sentence. A little help from a fairground hero, and just like that, this high-speed chase came to a screeching halt.
This might be a pursuit. All right, cameras, we are stopping this Camaro here when I get cleared due to its in and out of...
Just because you're driving a shiny Camaro doesn't mean you're exempt from the rules of the road. Unfortunately, some young drivers think their muscle cars give them a free pass to break the law. Take 21-year-old Marcellus Woods, for example. He thought he could speed, change lanes without signaling, and get away with it.
Start 1052, 14.0.
While Trooper Baumeister stayed at the scene of a crash to provide first aid to an injured driver, officers from the Gary Police Department joined the pursuit. And it couldn't have come at a worse time. Just as they were sitting down for lunch at Qdoba. As they learned, the Camaro pulled over in a neighborhood, and Marcellus made the bold decision to run on foot. Now comes the high-stakes game of searching for a suspect who might be armed and dangerous.
We spot the vehicle on the edge of the address provided.
It didn't take long before one of the officers spotted Marcellus sprinting through the neighborhood. A foot chase ensued, and after 14 nerve-wracking minutes, police deployed a taser, finally stopping Marcellus in his tracks.
What are you running for, huh? Because why?
I'm trying to kill you right now!
Who?
I swear to God!
Who tried to kill you?
A guy named Debo.
Stop resisting! I'm not, I promise I'm not. This dude named Debo. I swear to God.
Allegedly jumped in the car, held him at gunpoint, and forced him to run from the cops. Debo then ran off when Marcellus crashed the car. Here's the thing, no Debo was ever in the car. The cops had him on camera the whole time and never saw anyone else leave the vehicle. Marcellus's excuse? About as believable as a movie plot. In the end, Marcellus was arrested and charged with resisting arrest and leaving the scene of an accident. Luckily, EMS arrived and treated the people in the car he struck for non-life-threatening injuries. As for why Marcellus ran, it's probably because he didn't have a license. And just to put your mind at ease, no ferrets were harmed during the chase. May 25, 2021, Georgia State Police got word of a stolen van with fake license plates spotted leaving Savannah. Not long after, GSP Trooper Williams spotted the van heading east on I-516. He flipped on his lights and sirens, expecting to pull the driver over. But instead, the driver did what any runaway would do. She hit the gas, and the chase was on. Now here's the thing about stolen vans. They're big, clunky, and not exactly built for outrunning the cops. This driver was about to get a serious lesson in physics and the limits of her getaway van. The woman behind the wheel? None other than Melinda Flakes, a name Georgia State Police knew all too well. Her rap sheet stretches back to 2011 when she was just 17, getting into trouble for sneaking out of a police cruiser's window. Fast forward a decade, and she's graduated from sneaking out of cars to stealing them. But today, she was driving a paint van. Yeah, you heard that right. A slow, clunky paint van. Not exactly the getaway car of a master criminal.
Towards Cloverdale. Get over there!
Okay. You're on my stomach.
I don't care. Stop resisting and we'll get you off your stomach.
Okay, breathe. Okay. Breathe. Stop, dude.
Come on.
Police quickly determined that Melinda's passenger was just in the wrong place at the wrong time. No warrants, nothing to hold him on. So after some questioning, he was let go. But as for Melinda, the police found a burned glass pipe in the van. You can probably guess what that was used for, and arrested her for driving under the influence of banned substances. She was taken to the hospital for minor injuries and processed. Now, whether she faced any jail time for the paint van fiasco, hard to say. But if she did, it clearly didn't do the trick. 4 months later, in September 2021, Trooper Williams was back in action, arresting her again, this time for stealing and crashing a silver Honda Accord. Looks like Melinda couldn't stay out of trouble if she tried.
Right up at Studio 6.
It's midnight on March 20th, 2018 in Tulsa, Oklahoma. Police pull over 36-year-old Angie Frost after spotting her driving a stolen vehicle. As officers cuff her, Angie calmly explains that her friend, Steven, lent her the car to help move some things. She swears she didn't know it was stolen. While the officers search the vehicle, one of them stays behind to hear her side of the story. And that's when the switch flips. Angie suddenly offers to work as an informant. Maybe she's making it all up. Either way, Tulsa PD isn't about to let her walk free. Things are about to get much worse for Angie. Turns out Angie wasn't legally allowed to drive any vehicle, let alone a stolen one.
Over 11th and Garnett, is that what you're telling me?
I told things. I mean, I don't know if that's the correct term.
Are you in regular contact with somebody, a detective, or are you just talking about you've talked to patrol officers before about stuff?
No, it wasn't patrol officers.
Okay, so it was some detective or something?
It was the one in charge. I don't know what they're called.
In charge of what?
Over it was the
No, I'm willing to do it.
When one officer announces she's going to jail, they put her in the passenger seat of the squad car, thinking the worst was over. But hold on, the story's just getting started. While the officers discuss the stolen car, Angie's still in the cruiser, chatting non-stop about other crimes around Tulsa, like she's the queen of the black market. When that doesn't get her anywhere, she shifts tactics and pulls off a move nobody saw coming. Keep your eye on Angie after the officer shuts the door. She might not have stolen the first car, but she's about to steal the cop car.
Well,
what is she doing?
Try to steal your car.
Stop! Stop! Don't you? Stop! Stop! Don't you?
I think you just turned on 41st going.
David 104, 10-4, she did. Where'd she go? Is that her right there? There she is.
Come here now!
You stole a police car in front of 3 police officers. I've seen some stupid stuff, but my gosh.
We saw you do it.
No, you didn't see me do it.
I did.
He did. You didn't.
Hard to steal models. If she can get out of there. Woo. Not even mad.
Angie should have stayed quiet from the start. While the officers were discussing charges near the stolen car, they even mentioned how the charges might not stick. If Angie had just kept her mouth shut, she might have gotten away with everything. But no, she was arrested and charged with possession of a stolen vehicle, grand theft auto, and resisting arrest. February 7th, 2024, Arkansas State Police are hot on the tail of a stolen U-Haul van, a chase that's already been going for over 60 miles. It all started in Oklahoma when 21-year-olds Corey Mercier and Trenton Johnson swiped the van near Colcord, Oklahoma. Things quickly escalated when they allegedly struck another car head-on, and instead of stopping, they led police on a high-speed pursuit across state lines into Arkansas.
14, the lead. Table. Eastbound through Barrington, one's primary.
Copy eastbound Barrington, flight down one's primary.
Take a direct out. We're coming up to you guys right now.
The van might be thick, but that doesn't stop officers from trying a pit maneuver to stop the suspects. It's risky, but they're determined to end this before it gets even worse. Our officer puts his own life on the line, making daring moves to stop these men before they seriously hurt anyone.
Flight down 8, do you have updated speeds in 20?
I'm with you, section 48, right now, taking the interstate, going northbound.
Copy.
Direction southbound.
Copy, copy.
Over the TVR or no? No, no. not yet. Hey, we're stopped out here, so it's getting big man.
It's a close call, but thankfully the officer is okay when backup arrives. Corey and Trenton were quickly arrested off camera without further incident. But here's where it gets even crazier. What police found inside the U-Haul. This wasn't just a stolen van, it was a mobile arsenal. Inside, officers discovered multiple firearms, a machete, and, wait for it, 2 Molotov cocktails. It's unclear what their plan was, but police certainly stopped them before they could do something catastrophic. In the end, both men were hit with a slew of charges, including aggravated assault, criminal conspiracy, and possession of destructive devices. Both Corey and Trenton are now awaiting their days in court, with a lot of explaining to do. August 29th, 2022, Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Police are on the tail of a stolen Volkswagen SUV, with 4 suspects inside, all allegedly tied to a recent home invasion in the area. After breaking into a home, they made a quick getaway in the stolen vehicle, but it didn't take long for the police to close in on them. As officers got closer, the driver made a desperate attempt to escape, swerving into oncoming traffic, a reckless move that only added fuel to the fire. The chase had gone on long enough. A police SUV pulled ahead and lined up for a pit maneuver.
All right, still, here comes the pit, and off-road.
But the driver saw it coming and decided to take things off-road, instead adding a whole new level of chaos to the pursuit.
114 184, are we doing mutual aid?
Inside the vehicle, a 35-year-old woman. Behind the wheel with an 18-year-old girl in the passenger seat. In the back were 2 young boys, just 16 and 14 years old, but we never get to know if they were actually her children. Regardless, one thing is clear. This woman was putting her kids, or whoever they were, in serious danger. If they were her children, then this lady might just be the most reckless mother in Wisconsin. The chase ends soon after, but not before the police get a few crucial answers. It was a reckless escape, but thankfully, no one was seriously hurt. February 21st, 2024, Escambia County, Florida. While highway patrol officers were working on an unrelated stolen vehicle case, they witnessed a hit-and-run crash at the intersection of Highway 29 and Burgess Road. The accident involved a white Volvo and a silver Audi, with the Audi speeding off, leaving chaos in its wake. What followed was a high-octane chase across the Florida Panhandle. with multiple officers and a sheriff's helicopter chasing down the 18-year-old driver. The teen was weaving through traffic, hitting insane speeds, and putting every driver around him at serious risk.
That was obviously him right there.
According to police, there was even a second hit and run at Pine Forest Road and West Detroit Boulevard, though their dash cams missed it. That's because for a few minutes, they lost sight of the suspect's silver Audi, but thankfully, the eagle-eyed sheriff's helicopter kept its focus on the suspect, guiding ground officers to catch up.
On to 29, back northbound 29. Okay, yeah, deputy, that was him that just passed you right there. If you're on TAC 5, he is driving on the wrong side of the road. Just out and out driving on the wrong side of the road now. Woodland, he's 29 in Woodland Avenue. Still northbound in the southbound. Okay, he's getting turned around now. So, trooper, there you go. That's him turning around. That's him that just turned around right there. So he's southbound 29, southbound 29.
The chase tore into the Florida backcountry, narrow, winding roads with few escape routes. And that's when the suspect learned the hard way. On Molino Road, police nearly executed a pit maneuver, sending the teen to the edge of the Alabama border. Turns out, he wasn't just in trouble for this chase. Police learned he was wanted in Wisconsin on felony charges, including disorderly conduct, criminal damage to property, felony bail jumping, false imprisonment, and stalking. Oh, and he was also arrested for marijuana possession back in August of 2023. But his biggest trouble? For this chase, Noel faced charges for aggravated fleeing, several counts of hit and run, and driving with a suspended license. A wild chase, a lot of reckless decisions, and a teen learning the hard way that you can't outrun the law, even with a silver Audi. Thanks for riding the adrenaline wave with us here at Mind Rush. If you're hungry for more heart-pounding action and edge-of-your-seat excitement, don't go anywhere, because we're just getting started. Hit that subscribe button and stay tuned for more mind-blowing moments coming your way soon.